Hi, my name is Joseph Parker, WBO champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Okay, so Joseph Parker versus Deontay Wilder has the potential to be an absolute classic, has the potential to be an absolute stinker. It does. Both of these guys have been guilty of giving away rounds, conserving their energy, and all that kind of good stuff. But both of them have been in fantastic fights. Wilder against Fury, Parker against Dillian White, Parker against Derek Chisora. So, and of course Joe Joyce. So both of them have the potential to put on an absolute classic. They do. Now, if you'd asked me even a couple of years ago who would win the fight between Wilder and Parker, in fact, if you'd have asked me 5, 6, 7 years ago as well, I'd have said Parker handedly would beat Deontay Wilder. And I've always stated that. But of course, a lot of that was down to, while I always felt that nobody's chin is unbreakable, but Parker seemed to just absorb punches. A punch will come through it and it's like bounce off him. Okay, he got dropped at the time by Dillian White, but he just seemed pretty invincible that he couldn't be knocked out. He couldn't be. And his engine was always very good. His footwork was always fast. His hand speed was always fast. And that's why I would always picked Joseph Parker, because if Wilder can't knock an opponent out, he don't beat them on points, does he? Well, he hasn't done previously anyway, other than Bermane Stiverne. So that's why I always picked Joseph Parker. But of course, fast forward to now, 2023, it's a totally different Joseph Parker. And it's a totally different Deontay Wilder. Well, I say different Deontay Wilder. Now, I always said Wilder was a little bit chinny. And reason being, because we've seen him on Bambiles quite a few times with Eric Molina, and he got dropped by Harold Skoniers and all that kind of stuff. But more recently, in recent times, of course, he got bounced around by Tyson Fury. So we know that Parker could stop Deontay Wilder. But likewise, we know Wilder can now stop Joseph Parker, because obviously Joseph Parker has recently been stopped by Joe Joyce. So this makes it very, very interesting. Now, this was a fight that I was calling for some odd years ago when Wilder was WBC champion and Parker was WBO champion. I always felt them two should have unified with each other. Then the winner go take on Anthony Joshua. Instead, it was Joshua who had the IBF title, picked up the vacant WBA when he took on Klitschko. Then he was the one who fought Parker. I felt that Joshua should not have fought Parker. Wilder should have done. So both Joshua and Wilder both had 2 belts each, and they unify against each other. It would have cut out all the who's the A side, who's the B side. Joshua's got 3 belts. Wilder's only got 1. Who's the pay-per-view star and who isn't? It would have cut out a lot of that. But it didn't happen, did it? Joshua was the one who went around belt collecting while Wilder was waiting on the sidelines. So fast forward to now, it's a fight that I always wanted to see. So as a standalone fight, I'm very interested in it. Now, there's nothing in it for Deontay Wilder other than some money that the Saudis are paying him. There's something in it for Parker because he can get that top position in the WBC, can't he? And push for that rematch with Anthony Joshua at some point if he beats Wilder. If, of course, Joshua gets past Wallen, of course, as well. So there's something in it for Parker, but nothing really in it for Wilder. If Wilder knocks out Joseph Parker, oh, well, Joe Joyce did that. Do you see what I mean? There's nothing really in it for him. But don't be surprised if Parker wins this fight. Do not be surprised at all. Because Parker, as long as he can stay clear of that right hand, he has the ability to get in the inside because he's very, very fast and just track down Wilder and just land something on him. Outbox him, certainly outbox him. But I'm talking about stopping him. Parker has the ability to stop Deontay Wilder. He seems a lot more aggressive now. And in his last couple of fights, since the Joe Joyce one, he seems a lot more like the old Joseph Parker. Some of you who've been watching boxing for a little while, you will know the Parker that I'm talking about. Before he became WBO heavyweight champion, he was the kind of guy who would fight opponents and go looking for the knockout. He looked aggressive, he looked big, he looked strong, he was fast, very, very good in the back foot, counter punching, all that kind of stuff. But then he picked up the WBO strap and somewhat became a boxer. And I don't think that really suited him. But lately, he seems to be becoming a lot more aggressive. Now, don't be wrong, maybe that is down to the opponents that he's fighting. Now, he did try and put it on Joe Joyce. He did, and he landed some good shots on Joe Joyce. But with Parker taking on Wilder, Parker will know he's been knocked out before, and he can be knocked out. So maybe he's going to be a little bit cautious against Wilder. And if that's going to be the case, then I fully expect this fight to be very, very boring. If Parker goes for him, it's going to be a very interesting fight. Very, very interesting fight. Now, hopefully Parker doesn't try and fight like Tyson Fury. Reason being is that he's not Tyson Fury, as the first one. But second of all, he's not 6'8", 6'9" or whatever. He doesn't have that kind of reach. He doesn't have that wingspan. He doesn't have that switch hit capabilities. He doesn't have that elusiveness of a Tyson Fury in that as well. And he doesn't have the mind games of Tyson Fury as well. So Parker needs to fight Parker's way, not Fury's way. And listen, Andy Lee will know all that, of course. But it's a very interesting fight, and I do like the fight. I like it a lot. And had this fight been a standalone headliner on a show, great. Maybe it is on this one. Why not? Some people will actually like Wilder versus Parker more than they will Joshua versus Wallin. Some people will like Dan Dubois if of course he's been taking on Big Baby Jarrell Miller more than these other fights now as well. Very good card, right? But standalone fight, I like it. I really like it. My prediction for the fight, as of right now, difficult. Very, very difficult. Both of these can win. And I think either Wilder by knockout or Parker on points. That's how I feel right now. A little bit closer to the time, when I think about it a little bit more, I'll have a definitive prediction. But anyway, for me, I like this fight. And I think a lot of you do too. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.